I'm Chaiti Narula. Thank you so much for tuning into this special show that deals with the upcoming Union Budget 2019. The budget is going to be presented by the Finance Minister on the 5th of July, and all eyes are going to be on unemployment as well. Unemployment is a depressing scenario in the country right now, and for the BJP government, the main issue is going to be job creation this time around, and how to fix the economy by boosting investment and upping the consumption, which is the only way to do it without damaging the fiscal discipline. First up, let's quickly take a look at the lay of the land as far as the unemployment figures in India are concerned. Here's a look at our report.
The government has confirmed unemployment rate was 6.1% of the total labour force during financial year 2018, which is the highest in 45 years. 7.8% of all employable urban youth were jobless in that period. It is no surprise then that the President of India felt the need for introducing a new industrial policy aimed at job creation and industry growth.
भारत को ग्लोबल मैन्युफैक्चरिंग हब बनाने के लिए तेजी से काम हो रहा है। इंडस्ट्री 4.0 को ध्यान में रखते हुए जल्द ही नई औद्योगिक नीति की घोषणा की जाएगी।
The government has declined to provide comparable numbers for the jobless rate. The chief statistician held it is a new design and a new metric, and that it would be unfair to compare it with the past.
Many of the statistics therefore seems to be suspect. For example, that's what happened in 2014, that 20 million people walked out of the workforce. As per the statistics, there was a dip in 20 million people in the workforce, and next year they came back. The reason that was given was that women have stopped working. Now if they stop working, 20 million people can't come back the next year and start working. So there seems to be something fundamentally wrong in the statistics. What is the correct figure? I am not in a position to answer because we don't know whether it's inflated or deflated, but there clearly is something that does not add up in the statistics.
The slowdown in the economy is obvious. Despite changing the calculation of GDP numbers, the GDP estimates for quarter 4 of financial year 2019 was recorded at 5.8%, the lowest growth rate in the past 5 financial years. Now the onus is on the new government to take steps that can lead to significant job creation along with a revival in GDP growth. All eyes naturally are on the upcoming union budget and how it will tackle the issue.
A regular education and degree accumulation seems to be just about a passé now, given the fact that so many youth that we spoke to are unable to get jobs despite having degrees in place as well. So this all boils down to poor education standards and a lot of impediments as far as corporate regulations are concerned. Take a look at this report coming in from the financial capital.
Meet 25-year-old Sandeep, born and brought up in Dharavi. After 12th grade, he started doing odd jobs to help his family. He could not survive for long in the market. That he hailed from a slum in the expensive financial capital made life all the more difficult.
हमारा सबसे पहले रिज्यूम देख के देखा जाता है हाँ where are you from Dharavi okay बट आपके लिए जॉब शायद आप नहीं कर पाओगे समझना आप कैसे डिसाइड कर सकते हो मैं जॉब कर पाऊँगा या नहीं कर पाऊँगा आप मुझे कैसे मतलब कैसे आप मेरे को ये कर रहे हो कि हाँ आप जॉब कर पाओगे नहीं यार मुझे पहले मौका दो मुझे एक बार ट्राई करने दो कि मैं कर पाऊँगा या नहीं.
With little knowledge of English and other market skills, he joined the Akron Foundation Band. Learnt dancing, playing music, and now he's the lead in the famous band Dharavi Rocks.
मुझे बहुत हेल्प हुई है मैं आज की तारीख में मुझे अभी लीड ऑफ धारावी रॉक्स बोलते हैं सर ने मुझे जो पोस्ट दिए है उसकी वजह से मुझे पहचानते हैं लोग मैं स्टेज से उतरता हूँ तो सब लोग पहले आपका नाम सैंडी है आप धारावी रॉक्स के हो ये मैं ट्रेन वगैरह रिक्शा वगैरह में ट्रैवल भी कहीं पे भी करता हूँ तो मुझे पहले लोग देखते हैं इज़ फ्रॉम धारावी रॉक्स ये बातें करते हैं मेरे लिए तो काफ़ी लाइफ चेंज की है सर ने मेरी काफ़ी लोग सीखने आते हैं अच्छा लगता है ये फीलिंग थोड़ी अच्छी है सर मुझे काफ़ी मतलब कहाँ था मैं और मुझे कहाँ पे ये किया है.
Founder Vinod Shetty feels that the market has tremendous potential, and hence he is focusing on imparting training that will help them get jobs.
The Econ Foundation wants to give skills to our young people in Dharavi, because as the manufacturing jobs are less, the youth will have to get trained in new kind of innovative jobs. We have recently started an innovation lab, which is in collaboration with the British Council, and in that lab we are imparting knowledge about 3D printing, and the children are learning how to design for the 3D printing industry.
It's not just the less privileged. The manor-born face the same issue. It all boils down to a weak education system, and they expect the focus to be on high budgetary allocation in education and skill development.
I'm in an MSc. I have done my post-graduation, but I'm not getting a job. Even now I'm in unemployment.
Due to quota and all the caste discriminations, there are so lot of things that's happening in colleges as well. So I think it's difficult.
You have to do something different rather than graduation. You should have some kind of specialization to get an opportunity in this.
It's a global problem. I was just in US and UK last 2 weeks. Every government is facing the same issue. Every industry is facing the same issue. The world is seeing a talent crisis. In India, the advantage is we have a STEM surplus. Now it's on to us how quickly do we transfer or transform this capabilities in STEM to digital capabilities, which is STEM++. This is a huge focus. In fact, for NASSCOM, this is job one. How do we skill not just the industry but also the universities? How do we work with universities?
Even the uneducated can be employed or earn a living. Some 5,000 odd kids above the age of 14 have learnt various skills in these centres. An Akron Foundation is training rag pickers for scientific ways of recycling waste. The Finance Minister has an uphill task ahead to stimulate employment generation and fixed paralysed policies to improve employability to the existing workforce.
We even spoke to a whole host of youth from Kolkata, and their problems are no different. Here's a look.
These sectors like Amazon, Flipkart, those deals with data. They required software knowledge like R, Python, Stata. So if the institute taught us these things, that will help us in future to get employable in these companies. Otherwise, the way the traditional education is going on, it is not happening. I don't think it will help us to get employable in these big companies.
Syllabus that my university or college is covering right now, as I am pursuing masters in mass communication, I do not feel that it is totally up to date or upgraded or that can upgrade my skills for a company.
The company requires more. Whatever is taught in the college is somewhat okay for the company, but they require more.
It is not just these graduates who have accumulated degrees and are unable to get these white-collar jobs. The situation is no different when people are going out there to seek blue-collar jobs as well. There are no jobs in the market. It's a very depressing picture. Even in Punjab, small and medium-sized businesses have been hit very badly. There are cottage industries, small shopkeepers have been hit very badly. All of this has happened after demonetization. And we have facts and figures substantiating the story. CMI unemployment data that just came out showed how the unemployment figure in Punjab stood at 12.4% after demonetization versus 6.1% pre-demonetization. Now that is a depressing picture. We're bringing you this ground report from Punjab. Take a look.
The informal sector is home to almost 92% of jobs. This also means that the jobs are low paying and sustenance is an issue for most. To add to it, demonetization and GST's poor implementation has hit these people hard in Punjab.
नोटबंदी सरकार का डिसीजन गलत था, उनको चाहिए था प्लास्टिक मनी वगैरह यूज़ करेगी। नोटबंदी का फैसला देखो गवर्नमेंट के तहत पर बिल्कुल ठीक था, क्योंकि उस समय करेंसी का सुनने में आ रहा था काफ़ी फेक करेंसी भी आ रही है देश के अंदर। लेकिन मिली तो नहीं। नो मिली नहीं, बचाने के लिए उसको देश को ऊपर उठाने के लिए ये कदम गवर्नमेंट को सख्त कदम उठाए गए। बट ये है कि लोगों को काफ़ी परेशानी हुई। यंग जनरेशन जॉब चाहती है कि उसको नौकरी मिले, रोज़गार मिले। ये नहीं कि इंजीनियर करके वो पकोड़ा तले, इंजीनियर करके वो चाय बेचे, या डॉक्टर बन के कंपाउंडर का काम करे। उनको जॉब जो सेक्टर है वो इमीडिएट पढ़ाई करते निकलते साहब गवर्नमेंट को देना चाहिए।
लगभग काम ही बंद होने के कगार पे थे, क्योंकि नोट बाज़ार में नहीं थे, लोगों के हाथ में पैसा नहीं था। अगर ये गवर्नमेंट ने नोटबंदी करनी थी, पहले नोट देते, बैंकों को नोट देते, ताकि हमारे लोगों को लाइनों में ना लगता पड़ता।
They expect a bare minimum support from the government to get their children educated.
हम तो गवर्नमेंट मोदी साहब से यही प्रार्थना करना चाहेंगे कि जो नया बजट आ रहा है उसमें एजुकेशन फ्री करें। जो यंग जनरेशन बच्चे आ रहे हैं, इसमें कोई भी जात पात का कुछ नहीं होना चाहिए, सबको एजुकेशन फ्री देनी चाहिए ताकि वो बड़े हो गए उनकी जॉब्स लग सकें।
Most feel demonetization was an avoidable exercise, but bank their hopes on the Prime Minister and the Finance Minister to fix it. Not just that, the complicated GST structure has hit businesses that once flourished, impacting employment.
हमारे भी यही है, मोदी जो करेंगे वो अच्छे करेंगे, आगे जो करेंगे वो अच्छा करेंगे, जो पिछली बातें को सब लोग भूल जाएंगे।
The informal sector battles with the lack of labour reforms. This, along with stability and sustainability, is what these workers seek.
Take a very short commercial break. We'll be back with discussing India's big unemployment crisis on the other side as well. Stay with us. Small and medium-sized businesses not doing well in this country always will mean bad news, because they are job creators. They are providing employment to a lot of youth who are not even graduates. Them being impacted after GST is a matter of huge concern. Not just that, they are facing a lot of problems as far as a single window clearance system is concerned. They say what the government says about single window clearances is just about a hogwash. We went to Uttar Pradesh and spoke to some of these job creators, and here is what they have to tell us.
India has improved its rank by 23 positions in the ease of doing business according to the World Bank. But for this manufacturing and export community of Moradabad, that matters little. The ground reality paints a depressing picture. The brass city of the country exports to many parts of the world. But today, liquidity crunch looms large, and lack of clearances poses to be an impediment.
There should not be any import duty on the technology upgradation, though there are some policies that government has announced, but not to that level. Government has said that it's a single window operation system, but honestly speaking, there is no single window. Still, you have to approach every department by yourself. Things are becoming very, very competitive because we have to cater international market. It's a very cost-sensitive market. Though some tariffs have been imposed by US on China, so we hope that the cost will go up for China as well. But simultaneously, the US has also taken away the GSP, which we used to get, the India used to get. That is a generalized system of preference. Under that GSP means for different products, we used to get some rebates, some taxation rebate in US in the import duty.
SMEs and MSMEs in India were hit after demonetization, and most feel the GST implementation costs them much. For some, even reduction of duty drawbacks is costing them their survival. That only means more jobs lost as businesses are struggling to cope.
जब GST और नोटबंदी हुई थी, तब उस टाइम हम लोगों के पास जो है वो कुछ समय के लिए लगभग एकदम ब्लॉकेज हो गई थी, सारा काम हेल्ड अप हो गया था। और हम लोग उस टाइम, क्योंकि ये सब नया एकदम सिस्टम लागू हुआ था, तो किसी भी चीज़ के लिए ये नहीं पता था कि हम लोगों को क्या करना है। सारी चीज़ें अनसर्टेन थी। हम लोगों को जो कंपटीशन है वो चाइना से है। चाइना के प्रोडक्ट्स सस्ते हैं और उनकी जो वैरायटी है वो बहुत अच्छी है। तो हम लोगों को चाइना से कंपटीशन करना पड़ रहा है, जिसकी वजह से हम लोग नई नई चीज़ें लाते हैं, कोशिश करते हैं कम से कम रेट में देना चाहते हैं, जिससे कि हमारा भी प्रोडक्ट मार्केट में बिकता है।
A revival of small and medium businesses is the need of the hour. They bank their hopes on the upcoming union budget for faster invoice clearances. GST reduction will help them optimize profits. Cheaper finance, faster GST refunds will help them meet their capex and working capital requirements. A CII survey showed how MSMEs created approximately 14 million new jobs in the past 4 years, despite the double whammy of GST and demonetization. While there may have been differences of opinion on what constitutes job creation, the expectation from the upcoming budget is clear for the MSMEs: cheaper finance and a simpler taxation regime.
Children of farmers who were once enjoying farming and working on their farms are not finding agriculture a viable career option anymore. They are miffed with the government on various whole host of issues which we are bringing to you in this upcoming story. So what you need to understand is that there was disguised employment which once had excess hands working on these farms today are either officially unemployed or are seeking other jobs. Madhya Pradesh and Tamil Nadu are prime examples. The budget will have to address this. Take a look.
Farmers are fighting for survival. Meet these Bhopal-based farmers.
आज के ज़माने में जो महंगाई है, उस महंगाई में सर्वाइव करना खेती से तो बहुत ही मुश्किल है। और खेती में क्या होता है, फसलों के रेट दाम है नहीं, तो क्या करें भाई, हमें वहाँ से मूव ऑन होके बिज़नेस में आना पड़ा। भाई घर वालों ने पढ़ाया लिखाया, वो चाहते थे कि हम खेती करें, अच्छी खेती करें, क्योंकि आजकल खेती के बहुत ज़रिए हैं, लेकिन चीज़ों के रेट्स नहीं हैं तो बड़ा मुश्किल हो जाता है कि आप अपने आप को स्टैंड कर पाओ।
किसानों के लिए ऐसी चीज़ें स्कीम बना के दो जिससे किसानों को फ़ायदा हो। माफ़ करना कोई ज़रूरी नहीं है। किसानों के खेत में खाद आज बहुत महंगा हो गया। आप जो सब्सिडी उनको माफ़ी के तौर पर दे रहा है वो खाद पे दो, डीजलों पे दो। डीजल किसान आज 70-80 रुपये लीटर भरवा रहा है। अगर उस पर सब्सिडी मिलेगी किसान जिंदा रहेगा।
किसानी में मौसम का कोई भरोसा नहीं रहता और सरकार भी उचित दाम नहीं देती, और बाई चांस कुछ हो जाए गड़बड़ तो सरकार मुआवजा तक नहीं दे पाती सही साथ।
Because of the high levels of price fluctuation, farmers are insecure, and the uncertainty of their income has led them to feel that the promise of minimum support price has more to do with political lip service than actually helping the farmer.
किसान सेफ नहीं है, सिक्योर नहीं है। बिजनेस में उसको पता है कि भाई वो प्रोडक्ट अपना बेचेगा तो उसको अल्टीमेटली प्रॉफिट मिलना ही मिलना है। प्रॉफिट कम या ज़्यादा हो सकता है, लेकिन प्रॉफिट तो मिलना है, वो अश्योर्ड है। खेती में चीज़ों की सर्टेनिटी नहीं है, कोई चीज़ अश्योर्ड नहीं है कि आप श्योर हो कि आपने फसल बो तो दी, लेकिन आप निकाल पाओगे या नहीं निकाल पाओगे।
Tired of politics being played on their woes, the farmers feel that it is best to get out of the agri space. It is ironic that this is happening in an agrarian economy like India. The reality is that there have traditionally been high levels of disguised employment where more than optimum hands were employed in the farming sector. But now, with farming becoming increasingly unproductive, the disguised employment is now becoming officially unemployed. This too has contributed to overall unemployment figures being on the rise. Tamil Nadu paints a similar picture. 40 kilometers from Coimbatore, the 6-acre farmland of Ramakrishnan is running dry. His cornfield could not withstand the heat. Tears swell up as his family narrates their plight. It has been years since a good harvest, but the last 3 has been the worst. Crops have failed, the well is close to dry, and the family is struggling to feed themselves. 47-year-old Ramakrishnan had taken a 65,000 rupee loan on a government scheme, and by pledging his wife's jewellery, has taken private loans worth over 1 lakh rupees.
போன வருஷம் வாங்குறது கட்டவே முடியலைங்க, விட்டோம்ங்க. போன வருஷமே கட்டலைங்க, அதே கடை அப்படியே இருக்குதுங்க. பண்ணாமல் இப்படியெல்லாம் வறண்டு போனதாச்சு என்ன பண்ணுறதுங்க. மாடு கண்ணுகளுக்கு மேவே பஞ்சுகளெல்லாம் வாங்கி வச்சுட்டு இருக்குதுங்க. அப்புறம் வேறு வழி இல்லைங்க, என்ன பண்ணுறதுங்க. தண்ணியும் கிடையாதுங்க. இப்போ பாருங்க 5-6 தென்னைமரம் இருக்குது, அதுக்கு தான் பாயுதுங்க.
Farmers in the state say that all they get to hear are promises of crop loans and subsidies. But when it comes to loan waivers due to crop loss, Then these turn out to be hollow election promises and nothing more.
No, it should not be election oriented. It should be a crop oriented. Whenever there is a crop failure, the government must waive the loans.
The Tamil Nadu government said it is planning to cover 2 lakh more hectares under micro-irrigation during 2019-2020. At an outlay of 1,361 crore rupees in crop insurance, and that Cooperation Department has proposed the dispersal of crop loans to the tune of 10,000 crore rupees.
We can crib and cry about the unemployment data in this country and the depressing figures and the depressing lay of the land in this nation. But the question really is, what really led to all of this? What is the causative factor? We spoke to a whole host of head honchos from India Incorporated and also an economist to understand what is this policy paralysis all about. Unanimously, all of them feel skill development is the answer. And all eyes now on the union budget as to what they really do as far as skill development is concerned.
Demonetization and GST double whammy led unemployment to touch an all-time high. Educated youth are not getting jobs. The problem, according to India Inc., is the unemployability factor and not really the unemployment issue.
While on this one side we hear of, India is a populous country, lot of people, lot of graduates, so there should be an oversupply of people for jobs. But when the companies actually try to recruit people, they find it very difficult to get the right talent. So clearly there is something going wrong, and this brings me to the education which is happening.
The solution, according to many experts, clearly lies in skill development. And so it came as no surprise that the Prime Minister went ahead and created a new ministry for it. But then that may not be enough, as business leaders feel that tax rates need fixing and the unorganized sector too needs to be included. This, they say, can be achieved through targeted policies that could formalize newer sectors.
Jobs are changing. I mean, I would say with automation coming in, jobs are changing. I wouldn't say that jobs are getting removed. I think a different new set of jobs are getting created. So I think the challenge for India or for any other economy is to reskill, upskill our population so that these people can find jobs in the new data-rich, data sciences areas. They can social media savvy, social media literacy. I think the jobs will change in a big way. So to my mind, it's not the question of losing jobs, it's a question of upskilling yourself for the new jobs. Job creation is not a big problem. I think India has started on a journey of entrepreneurship. I think a lot of new entrepreneurs are coming up. New startups ecosystem is getting generated, which is creating opportunities for younger generation which are coming into the workforce to have opportunities. But the issue, as we talked earlier, is that do we have people with the right skills? Do we have employable people? So I think that is, as you rightly said, is one of the key, I won't say challenges, it's a key change which is going to happen and you will see over the next 5 to 10 years.
The last couple of years has seen debt mutual funds lending aggressively to the fast-growing non-banking finance companies or NBFCs. This happened as public sector banks pulled away from lending due to lack of capital. Now an increasing number of NBFCs are facing liquidity crunch after a sharp rise in interest cost hit their repayment ability. Economists now feel that this budget has to look at some serious credit infusion to tide over the crisis.
When the job loss happened, there was also a asset destruction that happened because the tools and implements and the factory setup that was there to create those jobs have also diminished as time went by. Having said that, the larger picture is that demonetization happened in 2016 and 2017 borne the brunt of it, where the growth rate dipped way below 7%. But in the calendar year of 2018, the growth rate came back to above 7%, roughly speaking. So overall, the economy seems to have recovered from demonetization per se, but the scars are left behind in the micro and small medium enterprises. And that's where the demand generation and the second being infusion of credit is important, because where the asset destruction has happened, now you need credit to rebuild those assets. Unfortunately, we're going through a period where there's an NBFC credit that's happening. And the NBFC credit crisis is one that needs to be urgently looked at. I think that one of the reasons why we had a sudden dip in the quarterly GDP from 6.6 to 5.8 is primarily because of the NBFC squeeze that has happened.
There seems to be a clear and direct link between the existence of a growing underskilled workforce and mounting unemployment, as the supply of skill falls far short of its demand in industry. Naturally, all eyes on this union budget will be peering hard to see how the new finance minister addresses the missed skill development targets. Targets that were announced with much fanfare by the previous Modi government.
With that, it's a wrap from me, Chaiti Narula, on this special show. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thanks for your time.
Thanks for watching the video. For more such news and updates, please like, share and subscribe to India Today. Also check out our other great videos from our channel. We know you would love to.